Nice work. Which way are we?
Mine damer og herrer. James Turrell's family, friends and colleagues who've travelled from across the world. Velkommen to ARoS. Welcome to ARoS on this warm June evening. I dag en ganske særlig dag. Today is a very special day. There are rare occasions in the life of a museum when one becomes aware that a new chapter is beginning. This is one such moment. Tonight we gather to inaugurate a new work of art in As Seen Below and to mark the arrival of a vision, one that's travelled across decades of artistic inquiry, across continents, and through the imagination of one of the most singular artistic minds of our age. James Turrell, very sadly, can't be with us this evening due to illness. But he sent a note for tonight, which we'll hear a little bit later. I know he is deeply disappointed not to be here with us, but he's encouraged us to welcome As Seen Below together and to celebrate light. In many ways, this evening is all about light, but it's also about time, about patience, and about attention. That's where James Turrell's work begins, not with objects, not with images, but with perception. For more than 60 years, he's returned to one question, simple to ask, almost impossible to exhaust. What does it mean to see? Through light and space, colour, architecture, and silence, he's explored that mystery again and again, revealing the extraordinary truth that what we perceive is never only outside us, but also within us. In his sky spaces, that truth becomes a profound artistic experience. And tonight, we open one here. Deep beneath Aarhus lies a vast domed chamber, 40 metres in diameter, 16 metres high. Above us, a 6-metre aperture frames the sky. Nothing more, and yet everything changes. You sit communally in quiet and watch light change. From red to pink, to yellow, to blue. There's no object, no spectacle, no image. The experience is the sky itself, held precisely by the architecture, so that light becomes the material and time feels suspended. As Seen Below doesn't tell us what to think. It asks something quieter and perhaps more demanding. It asks us to slow down, to be present, and perhaps that invitation has never felt more necessary. We live in an age of relentless acceleration, an age of notifications, distraction, movement. The world urges us to look everywhere and nowhere at once, to consume rather than to contemplate, to react rather than to reflect. Art at its best becomes a rebellion against that noise. A Rothko painting can slow the breath. A Vermeer quiet the world to a single luminous moment. A Turrell can teach us patience. It reminds us we don't have to scroll or swipe or perform every moment of our lives. That sometimes the most radical thing we can do is simply stop, stand still, notice something unexpected. Beauty, presence, light, and let it change us, if only for a moment. Tonight in our city, we will encounter the rare luxury of standing still with art while the world keeps moving. That's what James Turrell offers us, as you'll soon experience. This evening also marks another milestone. As Seen Below is his 100th Skyspace worldwide, his largest and his most ambitious. And that such a work should find its home here in Aarhus is both a privilege and a responsibility that we at ARoS embrace with enormous pride. We are well aware that from today we are custodians of a masterpiece, an artwork that is at once monumental and intimate, personal and shared. Unlike most works of art, As Seen Below is never finished. It changes with every person who enters. No two skies, no two seasons or reflections are ever the same. It happens anew each day. But for all of its individuality, it is also universal. The sky belongs to all of us. It transcends borders, languages, faiths. Whether in Japan, Australia, or now here in Aarhus, Turrell reminds us of something fundamental. That beneath our differences, we share the same horizon, the same light, the same sky, and especially today, that reminder feels like a gift. For over 10 years, we've imagined this moment at ARoS, opening, finally, a living work, a new landmark, a new part of cultural life in our wonderful city. I'm often asked what I hope people will say about As Seen Below 10 or 15 years from now. And of course, I'll quote the statistics. It's my job. Visitor numbers, ticket sales, tourism, media impact, all of those things matter. But they're not the true answer. My hope is actually much simpler. I hope that in 15 years' time, people will think of this work as something that has always belonged here. I hope people will remember sitting beneath this Jutland sky with someone they love. And that children growing up in Aarhus today will look at this dome and feel it's simply always been part of their city, part of their lives, part of their memories. Not a monument, but a shared cultural inheritance. And there's one man to thank for that. So I want to finish by extending my thanks to James Turrell in absentia and to his family and friends who are here tonight. Over the past 4 years, it has been an enormous privilege to work alongside him. When one first encounters an artist who shaped the history of contemporary art, one expects brilliance. What I didn't expect was the generosity and the humility and the humanity that accompanied that brilliance. So James, over there in Flagstaff, Arizona, at around 10 in the morning, know that we are thinking of you tonight. We're wishing you a speedy, full recovery. And on behalf of ARoS and all who will experience your work for generations to come, thank you. Thank you for your trust, your imagination, your lifelong pursuit of light and sky. The sky, of course, was always there, but I realize now that you taught us how to see it. With gratitude and with great anticipation, I invite His Majesty the King to officially open James Turrell's As Seen Below. This may stay.